How would you stop a sink filling with plastics from overflowing? Take the plastics out as fast as you can, or simply stop letting more of it in the first place. Right now, the equivalent of a truckload of plastic enters the ocean every 60 seconds. But statistics alone are hard to visualize, so we decided to show it instead, because cleanups and recycling will never be solutions unless companies turn off the plastic tap. Our first challenge was to find a way to control the plastics. Retrieving them once they escaped out into the ocean was going to be near impossible if we didn't find a way to somehow tie them together. So we began by scavenging in the dumps of the marina that was hosting us to see what kind of materials they might have lying around. We found tons of used nets and fishing line to experiment with, and after hours of untangling, cutting, and just figuring things out, we were finally able to build a couple prototypes, drag them out into the water, and make sure that the waves wouldn't sweep it all away before we could pull the plastics back up to safety. With a prototype ready to go, the next big question was figuring out how we were going to transport, set up, and retrieve the huge mountain of plastics that we had managed to accumulate. As the days went by, word spread and people from all over the country joined us in support. Some came with tools, others with pets, and before we knew it, we had a massive dump truck, a gorgeous sailing boat, and a small army of volunteers just standing by, ready to help us transform a once pristine piece of nature into a symbol of environmental tragedy. We began this project with the goal of raising more awareness, but after an entire week of struggling to keep up with the endless flow of plastics that were being donated to us, my counterpart Katerina and I realized that the problem wasn't awareness. The problem was that there is just too much plastic, and regardless of how much effort and hard work we put into collecting, recycling, and reusing, it would never be enough unless we stopped producing so much of it in the first place. It's becoming impossible to avoid single-use plastics, but together, we can demand that companies give us that choice.